Now, in math, we really do put a focus on the slope y-intercept form. That is your y equals mx plus b, or y equals ax plus b. Some teachers will call it that. Why do we focus on that? Well, because it makes graphing very, very easy. I have a picture here. Look at the slide for me for a second. That is a straight line, right? This slide right here, pretty much a straight line. All I need to graph this line is I need to know how steep the line is, meaning my slope. So my slope is going to be my steepness. And I need to know at least 1 point on the line. That's going to anchor my line. Because if I know that there's a lot of lines that are a certain steepness, as long as I can pinpoint 1 point on the line, I pin down my line and I don't have all these different ones with the same steepness. So here are the steps for graphing a line when you are given the line in slope y-intercept form. Step 1, if the equation is not already in y equals mx plus b form, put it in y equals mx plus b. Step 2, you can pick out what the slope is going to be, which is the number in front of x, and if it's not already a fraction, rewrite it as a fraction, rise over run. Step 3, we are going to plot the y-intercept, which is your b value in your y equals mx plus b. If you don't have the y-intercept, technically you can plot any point on the line and you would still be able to anchor down that line. Now, step 4 is where all the magic happens. We are going to start at the point that we just plotted, so either the y-intercept or that at random point on the line. Then we're going to use our slope to find another line. How are we going to do that? Well, remember, slope is rise over run. Now, I want you to remember this for me. When we write English, we write from left to right. When we read a graph, we read it from left to right. Always, always, always. I don't care what grade you're in, what math you're taking, you're going to read a graph from left to right, okay? So if your slope is positive, so your m is positive, meaning you're going to go up, you're going to rise up whatever units is in your numerator. And then you're going to go to the right, whatever units is in your denominator. So for example, if your slope is 2/3, from your y-intercept, you're going to go up 2 units and to the right 3 units. What if your slope was negative? Well, we're going to go down. So let's say your slope was negative 2/3, then we're going to go down 2 units and to the right 3 units. We always go to the right. That's how you get your other point, and once you have the 2 points, connect them, that's your line. Let's take a look at this example. We want to graph the line 2x plus y minus 3 equals 0. Step number 1, we want to rewrite it into our y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so I have 2x plus y minus 3 equals 0, and I want to solve for y. So first thing I'm going to do is move the 2x over to the right-hand side. And to move something over, I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 2x. So these two x's, they cancel, they become a 0. Then we're left with y minus 3 equals negative 2x. Okay, next up we got to get rid of the negative 3. Do the opposite, add 3. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. Now the 3's cancel, that becomes a 0. So we have y equals negative 2x plus 3. And that is in your slope y-intercept form. Step 2, we want to write out the slope as a fraction. Now the slope is negative 2, which is the same thing as negative 2 over 1. Now I clearly see that my rise is negative 2, meaning I'm going to go down. And my run is positive 1. Well, for the run, we're always going to go to the right because just like reading English, you go left to right. Step 3, we need to plot our y-intercept. What is our y-intercept here? Well, that's the number that's next to your x term. So that is your positive 3. So our y-intercept is positive 3. All right, now let's plot it on our graph. All right, so since the y-intercept is positive 3, it's going to be somewhere there on the graph, on the y-axis. Now, step number 4, we are going to use our slope to come up with another point. Remember, the slope was negative 2 over 1, meaning we're going to go down 2 units. So from this point, I'm going to go down 2 units, and I'm going to go to the right 1 unit. So I'm going to end up right here. Now that I have 2 points, in step number 5, all I need to do is connect my 2 points. And voila, we have the graph of the line.